Hello, Potterheads! Let's talk about the dark love story of Lucius Malfoy and Narcissa Black. Let's go! The union of Narcissa Black and Lucius Malfoy was not a spontaneous romance born of chance, but a carefully orchestrated alliance between two of the most powerful and esteemed pureblood families in the wizarding world. For generations, the Blacks and the Malfoys had stood at the pinnacle of pureblood society, their family lines inextricably linked to wealth, power, and an unwavering belief in blood purity. Their marriage was less about personal affection at its inception and more about solidifying their family's status and influence within the elite circles they inhabited. Narcissa, the youngest of the three Black sisters, was groomed from birth to fulfill a specific role. She was the epitome of pure-blood grace. Elegant, poised, and fiercely proud of her heritage. Her education at Hogwarts was a testament to her family's values, and her friendships were limited to those of similar lineage. Lucius, equally polished and ambitious, was the scion of the Malfoy dynasty, a family with a long history of political maneuvering and cunning. His cold demeanor and sharp intellect were a perfect match for the Black family's expectations for a son-in-law. Their initial meetings were formal and calculated, held at grand social events like balls and high society gatherings. These were not the clandestine, whispered conversations of young lovers, but rather measured exchanges of pleasantries under the watchful eyes of their parents. The conversation revolved around family legacy, political alliances, and the latest pure-blood gossip. There was an unspoken understanding between them, a shared worldview rooted in the belief that their kind was superior and that their union would further their collective power. It was during these early interactions that a different kind of connection began to form. While their parents saw a strategic match, Narcissa and Lucius saw something more. They recognized in each other a shared ambition and a cold, ruthless pragmatism. Unlike her sisters Andromeda, who had betrayed her family by marrying a Muggle-born Bellatrix who was already lost to the darkness of her devotion to the Dark Lord, Narcissa saw in Lucius a man who understood the weight of their family name. He saw in her a woman who was not only beautiful, but also fiercely loyal to the ideals they both held dear. Their courtship was a dance of power, each testing the other's resolve. Lucius, with his sharp wit and imposing presence, found an equal in Narcissa, whose quiet strength and unwavering gaze could hold her own against his manipulative charm. She was not intimidated by his coldness. In fact, she found it familiar and comforting, a reflection of her own upbringing. He, in turn, respected her unwavering adherence to tradition and her profound sense of duty. Their bond was built on this mutual understanding and respect, a foundation more solid than any fleeting passion. This was not a love story of hearts aflutter and stolen kisses. It was a story of two people who saw a shared destiny and embraced it. Their understanding deepened as they discussed the future, their conversations moving from social pleasantries to a serious discussion of their goals. They envisioned a life of unparalleled influence, a world where the Malfoy name would be even more revered and feared. Their marriage was a pact, a solemn promise to work together to achieve their ambitions. Once married, their relationship blossomed into a powerful partnership. Narcissa, with her quiet intelligence, became the perfect complement to Lucius's more public and aggressive pursuit of power. She managed their household and social standing with flawless grace, becoming the quiet force behind his rise in the Ministry of Magic. Their love was not an open, effusive display, but a deeply private and intensely loyal bond. It was a love that manifested in shared secrets, unspoken agreements, and a profound trust that each would always prioritize the family's interests above all else. The birth of their son, Draco, cemented their bond in a way that nothing else could. He became the living embodiment of their shared aspirations, the future they had meticulously planned for. Their devotion to him was absolute and fierce, a testament to the powerful, protective love that had grown between them. They were not just a couple. They were a unit, a fortress built on a foundation of shared ambition and mutual respect, united in their love for their son and their family's legacy. Their love was put to the ultimate test during the rise and fall of Lord Voldemort as his followers. While Lucius was a high-ranking Death Eater, Narcissa's loyalty was always primarily to her family. Her love for her husband and son surpassed her loyalty to the Dark Lord, a defining moment that revealed the true depth of her character. When Lucius was imprisoned in Azkaban, she did everything in her power to ensure his release. And her desperate plea to Severus Snape to protect Draco showcased a mother's fierce, unconditional love that transcended even the darkest of allegiances. In the end, it was their love for their son that saved them. Narcissa's lie to Voldemort about Harry Potter being dead was not an act of heroism, but a calculated move born out of a desire to find Draco and escape the war. Their final act of abandoning the Battle of Hogwarts was not an act of cowardice, but a desperate flight towards each other and their son. The love between Narcissa and Lucius Malfoy, born from duty and ambition, had matured into a deep and unwavering bond. A testament to the fact that even in the darkest of hearts, there is room for a fierce, protective, and profound love. Love is everywhere, even in the darkest places. Any other couple you want to know the love story of? Kindly comment and subscribe.